We are here with some juicy spoilers again.
Spoiler, inspired by true events.
Hey, you guys get girlfriends! We have girlfriends!
What do you got?
And Calico Kid.
And Calico Kid. We're talking about Solo, and not like a singing kind.
The Star Wars story.
Star Wars.
Of which, the way he got the Solo name,
Yeah.
dumb!
I don't like that at all.
There are none of these in this damn movie.
It's true.
Yeah, there is.
Is
In
there?
their background.
Oh, in the background.
In
None
the Hollow
None.
film.
None in this.
Not that
style.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one. I forgot about that. There's one in the very end,
Mhm.
the spoilery end,
Yeah.
which we can talk about now.
Of which, what a or effing spoiler.
This one. I remember now.
Of which, did it, like, so I went back and I couldn't freeze frame it because at theater you can't freeze frame,
Yeah.
but I paid close attention. You can tell it's actually not his double saber from Phantom
Yeah.
Menace, it's the cane saber from Rebels, which Rebels is considered canon now. Which everyone said that Solo is open for sequels, and it's like, yeah, it is. It's open for a sequel. It's called Episode 4.
True.
I think that this is just leading into the Obi-Wan movie that they're really harping on as the next standalone film, I think.
Kathleen Kennedy has come out and said that she is hardcore wanting to do a Lando Calrissian movie that takes place at the same time.
Oh,
So
are they
be a
gonna try to
sequel.
use Donald Glover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fully on board. So,
I mean,
and
he
then
he
they
played
got the-
Lando really good.
They got the Boba Fett movie, which nobody knows when that's going to take place.
Is
so-
that being called Slave One or? just-
Nobody knows.
Oh.
It hasn't been titled. So let's talk about some of the stuff you did like about this movie.
I said, overall, it was enjoyable. We talked about the pacing was a little off, but
Mhm.
the I think that the very end, like the last half hour especially, it just kicks it into the next gear and just doesn't stop until like the last 5 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, they could have
Wow.
tempoed that a little bit better, but
Mhm.
After they get back doing the castle run, it just falls, it just stops for me.
no.
Just like full break stops.
Mhm.
And then it's slow up until like the big reveal at the end
Yeah.
with, I'm going to go ahead and say, Maul.
Yeah.
And then it kind of picks up and you're kind of interested again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, that was one, I'm literally in awe of how they managed to keep that secret.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
long as they did.
Yeah. It was-
And they said it was Ray Park from
Yeah, he
episode
came
1.
back and they had a different voice, I believe,
Yeah.
which makes sense because it's,
Yeah, they dubbed it over in episode 1.
yeah, they dubbed it over with the guy from Shaun of the Dead,
Oh, really?
the flatmate.
Oh,
Yeah, he was the guy that did the voice.
Insert a picture.
that's interesting.
But, yeah, they had a different voiceover for this one.
When I was watching it, I did not expect it to be Darth Maul at all.
No, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that she knew him.
Yeah.
And, like, was connected in this whole world and
I-
stuff. Which, I mean, there was a Sith holocron in the background,
Mhm.
which kind of hinted at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't obvious. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
you had to actually pay attention quite a bit to even notice it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which his collection of stuff was very interesting.
The Mandalorian
The-
helmet.
It was a
Yeah.
full set of old Republic Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of what I was
super
thinking.
exciting.
But I wasn't sure.
They had his desk was a Sith rock with planks welded onto it, and that rock had come from the Temple of Exar Kun. They had Rakata and Wraith boxes, which I'm not entirely sure what those are, but they're the Rakata from the Old Republic games. So lots of deep stuff in his collection, which was cool.
Which, side note, it's troubling that his artifacts are more interesting than he was as a villain.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, not knocking Paul Bettany, but I mean, he's probably the most forgettable Star Wars villain that they'll have for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah. I don't know. What was that one? Bo Gullick. The
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
tentacle insert
yeah.
picture.
That I still
Super weird, super creepy, but forgettable.
Yeah.
Because you want to forget it.
Okay, I want to know how he got those scars.
That's a good point. I don't know.
How?
Training
I guess.
or his rise
But
to the top
did
in
his
the game.
scars like become more prominent as he got angrier, or?
I don't know. I
That
kind of
doesn't-
noticed that too.
Yeah, I wasn't.
They kind of
real
look like they were
sure.
more prominent as the movie went on.
Yeah.
Like when it first starts out, you notice them, but then they get more and more like pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Oh. I was confused by that guy.
I liked L3 a lot.
Yeah, L3 was pretty cool.
She was a good addition, and then they kill her off.
Yeah, dead.
Just boom, and then they incorporate her into the Falcon, which is cool.
She
I
like
didn't-
becomes the navigational system.
Yeah.
The
basically.
brains, basically.
of that whole segment right there, especially after incorporating her into the ship, it's like that's how they use to escape the maelstrom and all that. Look, I don't need everything spelled out for me. I was fine not knowing how he did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, just because all they're doing is sort of beating you over the head. Like, okay, you guys wanted. It's like, no, we like not knowing. We don't need you to tell us everything.
For one, this whole movie didn't really need to happen
No.
at all. Two, I was disappointed on the way the whole the escape, the race or whatever, happened. Like
Yeah.
it was very anticlimactic. Like what I had envisioned was more like cooler than what happened.
I mean, it was a cool visual seeing the
It
Star
looked nice,
Destroyer
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and all that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a cool look.
But like, they didn't do much.
no.
Yeah,
And I'm like, especially
It's like, uh-oh.
yeah.
and the entire movie. I mean, I understand. No one's cooler than Solo when it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
But they sort of went out of their way to try to make this guy not incompetent, but sort of like he's always in over his head.
Yeah.
It's like they're not going to waste a TIE fighter on a ship. Like TIE fighters are.
That's what they're built
yeah.
for.
They're built to
They're
break.
the cheapest thing you can imagine.
Yeah.
They're there for the swarm. I mean,
I personally think they're not even airtight. I think they have like a ventilation system to where you have to put on a space helmet just to fly it.
Yeah.
They're that cheap.
yeah. Well, oxygen doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah. Maybe not Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can wait for the social justice warriors to
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah.
I wasn't that big of a fan how they introduced Chewie.
Mm.
It was okay.
I thought it was just kind of like forced. It's like we have to introduce him somehow, so here we go.
Well, I mean, the introducing him wasn't the problem I had. The scene where Han is speaking,
Yeah.
a Wookiee. I'm like,
He's like never done that ever.
And the way it sounded, it reminds me of like going to like a Mexican restaurant with your friend that took one semester of Spanish.
Yeah.
Can I have some queso por favor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
It was passable compared to some of the other things in this movie. I was like, I'm just gonna ignore that. It's
Yeah.
okay. Just whatever. He seems to get into like super big problems, and then sure, like dumbass luck gets out of it.
Yeah.
Well, there is the
There's
idea.
no skill.
The idea that Han is actually force sensitive, but force sensitive for luck.
This movie like super compounds that.
Well, it beats you over the head with golden dice too.
Yeah.
These lucky dice.
Yeah.
This movie makes those more confusing
Yeah,
for
it's
the
like
rest of the movie.
you still don't really know where they came from.
He just has them at the beginning of the movie.
It was always just a nice little Easter egg that Solo's so cool. He's got golden dice. Dude.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you got? And now it's like a whole plot feature. Like,
So now he keeps those so he remembers that chick,
yeah,
Kyra, whatever her name
But
is.
Kara.
Kira, yeah. So like when he's with Leia, he still has those dice. Does she
Yeah.
know where those dice came from? Probably not.
no, well.
It's like, well, what's
I'll
your?
have those forever, baby.
Don't worry about
Well,
it.
she
Mother
can't-
Dragon's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Leia can't ask him now because
Yeah, that's true.
Han's dead.
Yeah, so Carrie Fisher.
Spoiler
well
alert.
played. We are in the spoiler section, so it's free game.
Yeah.
Kaiser Soze was a pedophile.
Yeah. crazy spoilers. One thing I thought that completely was just dumb was the Han shot first. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, unless they do a remaster of episode 4 where they take out the
Yeah.
Yeah.
insert GIF of Alderaan shooting first.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna insert a whole new scene where there's like the younger Harrison Ford come up behind Greedo and shoot him and just fuck with everybody. So Han really did shoot first.
Yeah.
He shot him twice.
I got this. I mean, that goes into everything. Like I said, the Lando stuff. I mean, I was fine with Donald Glover's portrayal of Lando. I mean, he looked like he was.
Yeah.
He was being cool without having to try to force it, which is what I wanted Solo to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, all right,
Why
well,
couldn't they have made Han Solo black? Why couldn't they have had Donald Glover play Han Solo?
well, I mean, that's what I was leading into. That like I said, that whole social justice thing. Like everyone threw this big fit about Lando. They made him pansexual. It's like they made a joke about maybe he's sleeping with his droid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so what? Guess what? It's 2018 and we have sex robots.
In another galaxy far, far away, they're definitely having sex with robots.
Yeah.
And if a man can enjoy some quality time with his droid, I don't want to live on this planet or that planet.
Well, it implied
Which planet?
that he wanted to, but they couldn't. So he wasn't.
Because
Where there's a will, there's a way.
and
That's
there's
true.
a dude.
Yeah.
I don't.
know.
Yeah. It goes into the. I think that's scary. Gary has a bike with him.
I've been
This is a skate shop, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna hold that. Going handheld. It's cool. you roll up on a bike. Well, I've been mountain biking. It was in the back of my truck, but I just didn't want to. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah. This
mountain
is the
down.
ride for G Money now. Thing will probably do like 80. So this is what you're doing after you burn.
Dumbasses.
Yeah.
Let's give our final rating.
Caligo.
6.5 love droids.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 7 just because I like Star Wars. I'll give it 1 point just for my love of Star Wars. 7 Secret Sith holocrons.
I was gonna give it a 7 out of 10 Darth Maul appearances.
So make sure you catch us next time and try and help us get more subscribers by sharing it around to your friends. And look at all the stuff in the description.
Yeah. Patreon.
Patreon's down there.
Throw us your extra change. We'll take your pennies.
Yeah.
We'll buy an AC.
Yeah.
We'll catch you next time.